Millionaire CEO disguises as janitor to test employees' loyalty. Her reaction changed everything. For 3 weeks, nobody suspected a thing. The millionaire CEO scrubbed toilets, mopped floors, and emptied trash cans while his own employees walked right past him. But on day 22, when Magdalene from accounting did something that made his blood run cold, he knew the experiment was over. The moment he revealed his true identity, her face went completely white, and what she said next will make you question everything you think you know about the people around you.
Hey, store lover. Welcome to the Narrative Hub, Reddit Stories. Believe me, this adventure gets wild, but it's only epic with you. Seriously, you make this possible. Want more stories? Greater adventure? Smash subscribe right now. Smash like. Comment below. Let's go.
William Wellington III had built Pinnacle Industries from the ground up. 53 years old, worth $127 million, and commanding respect from boardrooms to Wall Street. But something was eating at him, whispers in the hallways, declining productivity, and a gnawing suspicion that his empire was rotting from within. "I need to know who I can trust," he told his wife over dinner one night, "not as the CEO, but as a human being." That's when he hatched the plan that would change everything. 3 weeks later, Mike the janitor clocked in for his first shift at Pinnacle Industries. Fake beard, worn work clothes, and a heavy Brooklyn accent he'd perfected by watching hours of YouTube videos. The transformation was so complete that even his personal assistant walked right past him in the lobby. For 21 days, William cleaned up after the people who worked for him. He heard everything: the complaints about his leadership, the office affairs, the cutting corners on client projects. Each revelation was a knife twist, but he pressed on. He needed the truth. Sheila from marketing openly mocked his quarterly addresses while he cleaned her office. "The old man's losing his touch?" she laughed to her colleague, not knowing the old man was emptying her trash can 3 feet away. Tom from sales was embezzling client expense accounts. William watched him falsify receipts while pretending to mop the same spot for 10 minutes. But then there was Magdalene. Magdalene Rodriguez had worked at Pinnacle for 8 years. Single mother of 2, night school MBA student, and the kind of person who remembered everyone's birthday. While others saw the janitor as invisible, she saw Mike as a human being. "Good morning, Mike," she'd chirp every day at 7 a.m. sharp. She learned his fake backstory: supporting his sick mother, working 2 jobs, saving for his daughter's college fund. She brought him coffee, shared her lunch, and treated him with a dignity that made William's chest tight with emotion. "You know," she told him one evening while he cleaned around her desk, "Mr. Wellington might seem intimidating, but he's a good man. He gave me a scholarship for my MBA when my ex stopped paying child support. He didn't have to do that." William nearly broke character right there. Day 22. The breaking point. It was a Friday night, and Magdalene was working late again, preparing the quarterly reports that would determine year-end bonuses for the entire company. William was cleaning the executive floor when he heard voices from the conference room. Sheila from marketing was there with Tom from sales and 3 other department heads. They were huddled around Magdalene's computer, and what William saw made his blood freeze. They were pressuring her to alter the numbers. "Come on, Maggie," Tom sneered. "Just bump up our department's revenue by 15%. Wellington will never know, and we all get bigger bonuses." "I can't do that," Magdalene whispered, her voice shaking. "These reports go to the SEC. It's fraud." "It's survival," Sheila hissed. "The company's struggling. If our numbers look bad, there'll be layoffs. You want to be responsible for people losing their jobs." William watched from the doorway as they surrounded her like vultures. Magdalene's hands trembled over the keyboard. "Just change the numbers," Rodriguez. Tom's voice turned menacing. Or maybe we mention to Wellington how you've been using company time for your MBA homework. That was it. William couldn't watch anymore. That's enough. The voice that filled the conference room wasn't Mike's Brooklyn accent. It was the commanding tone of William Wellington III. The group spun around to see the janitor standing in the doorway, but his posture had changed completely. William reached up and pulled off the fake beard, then the hairpiece, then stood to his full height. "Hello, everyone." The silence was deafening. Tom's face went ashen. Sheila dropped the papers she was holding. But it was Magdalene's reaction that hit hardest. Her face went completely white, not from fear, but from devastation. "Mr. Wellington?" she whispered. You heard everything I said about you, about your personal life. I thought you were I trusted you." The betrayal in her voice wasn't about the deception. It was about the violation of the genuine friendship she'd built with Mike. 22 days, William said, his voice cutting through the room like ice. 22 days I've watched you people. I've seen who you really are when you think nobody's watching. He turned to Tom. "Embezzlement. You're fired. Security will escort you out, and we'll be pressing charges." Sheila tried to speak, but William held up his hand. "Contract fraud, workplace harassment, and conspiracy. You're done." One by one, he dismissed the others until only Magdalene remained, tears streaming down her face. "I'm sorry," she said, not looking at him. "I know you probably think I'm an idiot for not recognizing you, for treating a janitor like a human being?" William finished softly. She looked up, confused. William sat down across from her. "Magdalene, in 22 days, do you know how many employees asked about my family? Asked if I was okay when I looked tired? Brought me coffee or shared their lunch?" She shook her head. "One. Just one." The room fell silent except for the hum of the air conditioning. "You defended me when I wasn't there to defend myself. You showed kindness to someone you thought had no power to help you. You refused to compromise your integrity even when they threatened your job." His voice cracked slightly. "Do you know how rare that is?" William reached into his pocket and pulled out an envelope. "I came here to test loyalty, but you taught me something about character instead." He slid the envelope across the table. Magdalene opened it with trembling hands. Inside was a key and a letter. The letter read, "Effective immediately, Magdalene Rodriguez is promoted to Chief Financial Officer of Pinnacle Industries. The key opens your new corner office. Your starting salary is $350,000 per year, plus equity in the company. But more importantly, I need someone I can trust to help me rebuild this place. Someone who sees people as human beings, not just assets to be manipulated." Magdalene stared at the letter, then at William. "I don't understand. I lied to you every day for 3 weeks. I never recognized you." William smiled, the first genuine smile he'd worn in months. "You didn't lie to me, Magdalene. You were authentic with a janitor named Mike. That told me everything I needed to know about who you really are." 6 months later, Pinnacle Industries was a different company. William had cleaned house literally and figuratively. The toxic culture was replaced with one built on genuine respect and integrity. Magdalene excelled as CFO, bringing the same care and attention to the company's finances that she'd shown to a lonely janitor. The quarterly reports under her leadership were not only accurate but became models for corporate transparency. But the real change was in William himself. He kept a janitor's uniform in his office closet, not for any more undercover missions, but as a reminder that true character isn't revealed when people think you're watching. It's revealed when they think you're not. As for Mike the janitor, William learned that the real power isn't in commanding respect through fear or authority. It's in earning it through treating others with dignity, regardless of their position on the corporate ladder. The experiment that began as a test of employee loyalty became something far more profound, a lesson in human decency. And sometimes the most powerful person in the room is the one with the mop, quietly observing what people do when they think nobody important is watching. Because in the end, we're all just human beings trying to get through another day. The question isn't whether people will recognize your power, it's whether you'll recognize their humanity. And that recognition, that changes everything.